Hello, this is Don O'Malley with Don's Breakfast Cereal Show. Thanks for tuning in. Today we continue the Wild, Wild, Weird West, this time with a double feature of Three Mesquiteers. Today we have Riders of the Whistling Skull, a Western with a Lost City, followed by Ghost Town Gold. Hope you're enjoying these as much as I am. So, we'll be back.
My wrath is a swift star that falls from the night. My voice is the thunder that shatters the mountains. Anastasia is my name.
Why waste time on a lot of childish inscriptions, Betty? We've got business to talk over with Mr. Rutledge here.
If those inscriptions are so childish, Professor Brewster, suppose you read them.
That's not quite fair, Professor Cleary. Just happens that my father and I have made a lifelong study of this type of Indian writing.
Exactly. And as far as science knows, you are the only ones able to translate.
Dead languages and hieroglyphics are not my specialty, Cleary. Besides, no one today believes in those silly superstitious cults.
The Indians do.
Oh, those ignorant, dirty savages. Why, they...
What do you want, Ota? Pardon me for a moment.
Oh, what a primitive, masterful Indian. Don't you think so, Professor Franz?
Yes, indeed, Henrietta. A fine representative of the early Americans.
Let's forget this nonsense and get down to business. We came here to find the lost city of Lukachukai.
I thought the primary object of this expedition was to find my father and Professor Thaxton.
Rather, I should say, to join them, Betty. We have no evidence that they have been lost.
But it's been over 3 months since I've heard from my father. I know if he were safe, he would have communicated with me.
Your father and Professor Paxton are far too experienced in archaeological exploring to meet with serious difficulties. They have probably made some great scientific discovery that has detained them.
I'm not going to delay the search any longer. If Mr. Rutledge can't supply suitable guides for us, then we'll go on without them.
Oh, Miss Marsh,
Yes?
I've just made arrangements with Ota to guide us in the search for your father.
You mean that primitive, masterful Indian?
Yes,
He doesn't look trustworthy to me, Rutledge. I'm glad you'll be along.
thanks.
It's Paxton.
He's with the Mesquiteers. Where'd you find him, Tucson?
About 15 miles up the country. He was out of his head. Mentioned something about your trading post, so I brought him here.
Wasn't there anyone else with you?
No, poor fellow. Now, according to my deductions, he's an escaped convict from the state prison. You see, his wrists show the markings of handcuffs. His hands are calloused from heavy prison labor. And he's probably a foreigner because he keeps raving about a place called Lukachukai. The son drove him loco, and he...
I'd suggest you keep out of the sun, too. He's not a convict. He's Professor Faxon, a famous scientist, and he's not a foreigner. His ancestors came over on the Mayflower. 3 months ago, Professor Faxon and my father left here to search for the lost city of Lukachukai. He's returned alone.
Don't pay any attention to Sherlock Holmes here, miss. He's the one that's a little loco in the head.
Yep. Reading detective stories done it. Used to be a pretty sane hombre.
There it is again. The whistling skull. I can't stand it. I can't stand it. Howls in my ears, day and night. Let me go. Let me go.
You're with friends now, Professor Faxon. That's only a museum piece.
Cleary.
Brewster.
Friends.
Professor Faxon, what about my father? Is he alive?
I don't know. We found it. The lost city of Lukachukai. The legends of the Whistling Skull were true. It guards an amazing ancient village. There's an enormous treasure of gold. It took us days to move it, but it's hidden. Hidden where no one can find it. Look. Look. We've got to go back. They've got Professor Marsh. They'll torture him.
Oh, can you lead the way?
Yes, but it's a terrible journey.
How far is it from here?
Did you cross the Chuska Range to find the city?
The Chuskas?
Yes.
Yes. Yes, up the Pated Gorge, then north of the Fork, and then...
What's the matter?
Let's have all my brother!
Don't touch that knife, Rutledge. It's a plain case of murder. Everyone in this room is a possible suspect. Stay where you are, all of you. No one is to leave this room until the sheriff arrives. Lullaby, phone the sheriff. Well, hurry up, hurry up.
Well, if you get off my foot.
Listen, Hawkshaw, don't get mixed up in this. Stick with your stories. We got plenty of work to do at the ranch.
Are you able to translate the writing, Miss Marsh?
Whoever shall seek to defile the sacred city shall cry for death and find it not.
Professor Faxon was killed by means of that knife in the hands of an unknown person. I shall have to hold you all as material witnesses.
Sheriff, the curse on this knife handle shows plainly that it's a clear-cut case of Indian vengeance.
I disagree with you, Stony. The murderer may be unknown, but he's still in this room. The door was closed, and there don't happen to be any windows.
You may be right, Tucson, but the evidence isn't strong enough to prove anything. I'm going to report this case as a non-Indian murder.
Exactly right, Sheriff Blaine.
Faxon was probably trailed from the lost city by some Indian who killed him to ensure his silence.
Well, I intend to continue the search for my father regardless of what's happened.
The expedition will carry on as planned, Betty. Don't they?
Where did it come from, and who does it belong to?
Belongs to me, Tex.
What's in it?
Only Elmer. Me and him is going to be on an act over at the Charity Bazaar at Rawhide.
Elmer, hey? So there was someone else in the room. Open that bag, Lullaby.
But
I
Elmer...
said open that bag.
You're not under suspicion, Elmer. Say, did anybody think of questioning the sheriff?
What an odd specimen.
You're no bouquet of roses yourself, lady.
The investigation is closed, folks.
It's just about time.
Tony, you know darn well that someone of that group in the room killed Paxton. Why did you pull that Indian stuff?
Well, you're right, Tex. But you could never prove it in court. Now, here's my idea. They're all going on an expedition together, and we're joining them. Give me 1 week's time, and I'll bring back the killer.
I don't know. They're heading into taboo territory. There's a cult of fanatic Indians in those mountains, and they're dead set against white intruders. That danger is bad enough, without having a murderer in the expedition.
Oh, come on, Tex. 1 week from today, and I'll deliver the murderer to you. How about it?
Suits me, but let me have that.
Right.
If you think we're going to go gallivanting around the country with a bunch of goofy scientists, you're crazy. We've got a ranch to take care of.
Besides, Elmer and me's got to be at Rawhide tonight for that charity bazaar.
The bazaar can wait. So can the ranch. We're going on that expedition.
We're not going anywhere, but back to our ranch.
Absolutely. Tucson's right.
Well, if that's the way you feel about it.
All the cockeyed, harebrained schemes, this is the worst, Stony. We don't even know where we're going.
Well, Paxton mentioned the Chuska Range. Once there, we'll fish for the right trail. Don't worry, Betty. Miss Marsh.
I guess there isn't really anything to worry about, Stony. Both you and the sheriff agreed that Paxton was killed by an Indian, didn't you?
Yes, of course, but
I'm not a detective, but I can easily detect when you're lying.
Why, I'm...
I know that whoever killed Paxton is in this party, and I know that you know it, too.
Well, maybe it's better that you do know it. Here, hang on to this. There's no telling.
What a gorgeous panorama. Don't you think so, Mr. Joslin?
Out here, we call them coyotes.
Mr. Joslin, do you care for archaeology?
Oh, I don't know. Never had any. I always thought they was kind of hard to peel.
Oh, you say the cleverest thing. You know, I just adore traveling around the country collecting old fossils.
Well, here's one old fossil you ain't collecting. Hey, Stony, maybe Miss Betty'd want this chicken scratching notebook that we picked up near Faxon the day we found it.
Let's have it. It's like Indian hieroglyphics.
Oh, let me see it. Maybe I can read them.
Can you make anything of it?
These hieroglyphics were written by my father. They are instructions and a detailed map on how to reach the lost city.
Then the city really exists.
The map leads to a cave where further directions will be found carved on one of the walls. The entrance to the lost city lies at the base of the Whistling Skull.
As leader of the expedition, I'll take charge of the map.
Why should you have it? Betty's the only one who can decipher the hieroglyphics.
To settle an argument, we'll each take a piece of this map. And when we get stuck for directions, we'll place them all together.
On the lone prairie, where the coyotes howl and the wind blows free, in a narrow grave.
There'll be another murder committed if Coggins keeps on singing that cheerful song.
Hey, Tucson, do you see one?
On the lone
Yeah, he's hanging out dishcloths.
Did you notice anything unusual about it?
Yeah, them dishcloths look kind of dirty to me.
Well, don't you notice anything else?
Where the wild coyote will howl o'er me.
There's 5 dishcloths, clothesline, and a chuck wagon. So what?
Those dishcloths are a signal to somebody. See his face? Those narrow eyes? That's a sign of a killer.
So you're starting all over again.
There's a killer in this party, and from now on, I'm not going to let Coggins get out of my sight.
I'll keep my eyes on Brewster.
I'll take Rutledge and the engine.
Where do you think you're going, Coggins?
Going after firewood, and I don't see any reason for being followed. Supposing you both get back to camp and stay there.
What's happened, Betty? It sounded like Cleary's voice.
Is he dead?
Yeah. Probably never knew what hit him.
Oh, I think I'm going to faint.
Looks like the same kind of Indian writing that was on the knife that Paxton was killed with.
You're right, Stony. And it's the same curse, too.
I think the wisest thing to do is to turn back. It's impossible to cope with an enemy that you can't see.
I'm inclined to agree with you, Rutledge.
Clary's section of the map's gone.
Where's Professor Frank?
Maybe he knows something about this. Oda, you stay here. Well, that's that, I guess.
Hey! One of the horses is gone.
Frank's disappearance proves conclusively that he's mixed up in these murders.
I can't believe it. Professor Frank was one of my father's best friends.
Facts are facts, Betty. The thought of gold in the Lost City probably turned him from an honest explorer into a cold-blooded murderer.
Oh!
The loss of Clary's section of the map puts us in a tough spot.
Map or no map, I intend pushing on in search of my father.
We'll continue the trip tomorrow and take a chance on finding the cave. All of you folks turn in.
So Coggins is the killer, huh, Hawkshaw?
Professor Frank.
He's been whipped and tortured.
You ever seen that kind of a brand before, Otak?
It's brand a mysterious lost cult who call themselves Sons of Anastasia.
Let's get him back to the wagon where we can take care of his wounds. When I regained consciousness, I was in a camp of strange Indians. They tied me to a sacrificial altar, and after torturing me, burned the sign of their cult on my chest. Then they tied me to my horse and turned me loose.
What about your section of the map, Professor Frank?
Well, it was in my shirt, and that was stripped from me before the torture.
I'm turning back. So am I. It's suicide to continue.
Rutledge is right.
If the rest of you want to turn back, that's your privilege. But I intend to keep on and learn definitely whether my father's alive or not.
You can leave if you want to, but all sections of the map stay with us.
Naturally, if Betty goes, we'll all go.
I think it would be the right thing to do, Brewster.
Do just as you like.
You stay close to me, won't you, Lullaby?
Don't worry, I ain't got a chance in the world getting separated from you.
Stony, all our grub and water was on that wagon.
Yeah, I know it. Let's head back. What happened?
We're attacked from the rocks. Couldn't see who it was.
Well, where's Betty and Lullaby?
I don't know. We'll make camp here, Rutledge, and prepare for a siege if necessary. We're going back and look for them.
What happened, Lullaby, and where's Betty?
Search me. Horses fell, and when I come to a minute ago, she wasn't nowhere to be seen.
What, that rope didn't get here by itself?
That's no Indian rope, it's a white man's. There's the trail, let's follow it.
Look. Keep me covered with your guns. I'm going to get that guard out of the way. Cult of religious fanatics that tortured Frank. See if you can spot Betty. It's Betty. Watch it, boys. I'm going down. Don't move. The men have you surrounded.
attempt to follow us, my men won't miss with their next shots.
I warn you to turn back or your entire party will be wiped out.
Those drums are driving crazy. We'll never find the cave. We've got to turn back.
Can't go back without water. Our only chance is to find the lost city.
I know we're traveling in the right direction.
You can't be positive. With the three most important sections of the map missing and another day of this thirst, we won't be able to travel.
We're almost there. I'm sure we'll find students in that cave.
Lady, you forget I'm a detective. I'm going to solve this case.
The writing's been chiseled away. It's impossible to decipher it.
This expedition is hopeless, I tell you. We're lost. But no
Sound comes from a long way off, Tucson. Without water, it's useless to go on.
Well, you think it's better to die of thirst here, eh? Well, we're going to make camp outside and then look for water.
How come you got 2 canteens of water ditched in the equipment under the supply wagon, Stony, and letting everybody run around with their tongues hanging out?
Those 2 canteens are for the women in case my plan goes haywire. Look, everybody's plenty thirsty now, right? We're going to spread out and look for water. Now, the killer knows this country, and he'll tip his hand by heading right for a water hole.
That's right.
Now, Lullaby, you follow Brewster. Tucson, you trail Ota, and I'll track Rutledge.
What? They'll leave Coggins with the killer eye here?
Hey, don't be funny. This is serious. Frank, you and Coggins stay here with the women. Now, remember, boys, the first one finding water will fire 3 shots as a signal. Good luck. You know, according to the track, those 2 men we're trailing must have joined forces.
Yeah, sure looks like it, Stony. Let's keep after them. It's the Whistling Skull, Stony.
They're our men, or they would have given us a signal. Come on.
Easy, Stony. Now that we know Ota and Rutledge are responsible for our trouble, we can depend on the rest of our outfit.
You're right. Let's bring them all up here.
Let them head into the skull. We'll bottle them up there. Ota, go down and tell the men not to hurt the girl. I need her to help make her father talk.
Up the ladder, all of you. Two and I'll keep you covered till you're safe inside.
Hey, boys, we throw how tenderly, watch each other. We throw how much.
Stay behind, all of you. What happened? Someone tipped over the ladder.
We can't get out, at least our attackers can't get in.
Oh, but we had no food, no water. We'd all die of thirst. Or else starve to death.
Now, looks like this place been hit by plague.
Oh, a remarkable mummy. We must take it back with us.
Yeah, we get back.
But isn't my old friend Henrietta?
Did you hear that? He called my name.
Oh, you're imagining things. Well, that mummy's been dead for years.
You did it. That mummy was moving away.
I don't think that mummy will bother us anymore.
Is that you, Rutledge?
Dad!
It's Professor Marsh.
And because I wouldn't tell where Paxton and I hid the treasure, Rutledge and his men held me a prisoner here. Rutledge is a half-breed and a member of that Indian cult that attacked you. He's been searching for the lost treasure, too.
Is there any other way out of this gulf besides the entrance we came through?
Yes, there's a rope ladder that leads up to an opening in the eye. That's the way Professor Paxton escaped.
I'll show you.
The ladder's at the head of the stairs.
Oh, Brewster, you stay here and watch over things. We'll try and get out of the skull and bring back help.
Hey, fellas. Let's cut the rungs off of this rope ladder and use the rope to get down to our horses.
Yeah.
Well, if it isn't the young detective, you should be congratulated for solving the mystery. Or should I sympathize with you?
Rutledge, you can't get away with this. What do you want?
These Indians are the people of my mother. And as their leader and high priest of Anastasia, I demand that you return our sacred treasure.
Demand all you want to. I don't know where it is.
But you can persuade Professor Marsh to return it.
What Professor Marsh does is his own business.
Bring him along.
Hey! You all in the skull. Are you there?
Hey, I'll see who it is. You're doing the talking, Rutledge. Shoot.
If Professor Marsh will tell us where he and Faxon hid the treasure, we'll turn Stony loose and allow you all to leave the lost city.
Marsh refuses?
Stony will be turned over to my people for sacrifice. Don't do it, Lullaby. It's a trick. Take him away.
Perhaps I better agree to Rutledge's demand.
No, Stony called it. Rutledge wouldn't let us go now that we know he's the murderer. Get back inside. Hey, Rutledge, if you let us hold you as a hostage, we'll tell you where the gold is hidden. I'm going to do something to try to save Stony. You all stay here and keep out of sight.
I have prepared the spectacle so that it will be plainly seen from the Whistling Skull.
Sure a good thing the sheriff decided to have us follow you fellas. Give him your horse, Jim.
Well, it begins to look like a hot time in the old town tonight. my case be a terrible example to you. I've read detective stories, and where did they get me? Where did they get me? Look at me now.
Hello, everybody.
Well, for... Just wait until Elmer sees you.
Boys, you got me.
There you are, boys.
Thanks. Thank you, Mr. Brand.
No, not bad for a season's work.
We'll be seeing you again next spring with another herd.
That's the idea. I'm always glad to do business with the Three Mesquiteers.
So long, Mr. Brand.
Right. See you, friends.
You know, it's too bad there isn't a bank in Nemesis. It'd save us making that long trip to Prospect.
Shucks, Tony, there ain't no use all of us going into Prospect. You and Tucson here head back to the ranch. I'll take the check and deposit before closing time today.
I don't know, Lullaby. $4,300 is a lot of dinero for one guy to be packing around.
Yeah, especially him. The last time he went to Prospect, he fell in with evil companions.
I'm cured. So help me. Well, I'll deposit that check and be back to the ranch before nightfall.
We'll take one more chance on you, Lullaby. But if you're not back by evening, we're coming after you.
And you know what that means.
Not looking for this, are you?
I don't know why we let you live so long.
Look, Lullaby, when you get to Prospect, try and stay out of trouble. No sleight of hand and no card tricks, savvy?
You fellas got me all wrong. This trip is for business.
Oh, yeah? I'll keep these so you won't be tempted.
Sure. Get up.
You know, from the speed he's making, I'd say the town of Prospect's sort of interested in him.
You and me both, Stony.
Well, this is a fine, thriving community.
Yeah.
Hold it, Tucson. Looks like something's doing over in Prospect. Lullaby about this?
No wonder he wanted to go to Prospect.
Hey, Tucson, we'll have to ride fast. Maybe we can save part of that 4,300.
Hey there.
Howdy, strangers. Anything special I can do for you?
No, I guess not, old-timer, but, what are you doing in this ghost town?
Oh, I'm Jake Rollins, and I own it. What's more, I ain't selling a bit of it.
All right, Pop.
Oh, I've seen your kind before, snooping around kind of innocent-like.
Oh, now, Pop, you've got us all wrong.
Well, I ain't selling, I tell you.
Let's get going, Tucson.
Which way you heading?
Back that way.
Hey, when you pass that building over there, don't make any noise. The town council's having a meeting and you might disturb them.
Thanks for telling us, Jake.
You're welcome.
Hey, what do you think of that? There ain't no picture of me on there. That's all right, Kaminsky. Got me plenty of pictures when you knocked the champ kicking.
Here comes the champ now with Barrington. Oh. What round you gonna knock him out in, champ?
The boys. Well, this is my place, O'Brien, the official headquarters for the Battle of the Century.
Oh, the doors swing in, the doors swing out.
Gee, this is smaller than Madison Square Garden.
Is that really the champ?
It sure was. I spoke to him personally.
Make you kuva, she make you shiver, she make the chills run down your spine. Ah, look at that little lady do the hula, 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 hula. Right this way, ladies and gentlemen, see little lady Belle Fatima, the little lady shaking her boot up. You ever see mother shake jelly sweet September morn? That's little lady Belle Fatima. Why, she's only 10 cents the price of a bum shave or pip and cigar. Right this way, gentlemen, shows her eyes bouncers being. That's the idea. Ready for the big show, just in time, folks. Folks bounce again. Right here, there you want, sir. Don't crowd, everybody will get a chance.
All right, my friend, you're just in time. Step right up. I'm here to best 2-to-1 that the hand is bigger than the eye. Now then, there you are. Look at them. Look at them. 3 little cards. 2 queens and an ace. Now, my friends, all you have to do is pick out the ace and take home an animated doll. How about you, stranger? You want to take a chance?
I'll try.
All right. All you have to do is keep your eye on the ace. Now, there you are. Now, watch it. This one, huh? You win. Yeah. This one right here?
Yeah.
All right. There you are. You want to try it again?
I'll try one.
Here we go again. Keep your eye on the ace. That one, huh?
That's right. I'll take that doll way back up yonder.
This one over here?
That's right.
There you are. Oh, just a minute. If you win 3 times in a row, why, I'll give you that big doll there in exchange for the 2 small ones.
Okay.
All right? There we go. Ready?
All right.
Oh, this one. You win. There you are.
Thanks. Sure a good game. Always did like 3-card money.
Just a minute. You want to try this just once more?
Try it again? No, this game's not on the square. Maybe you're right. Hey, take a look at your other 2 cards. Hey, let me in. Got some money for you.
The council meeting has started, Daddy. They're waiting for you.
I know, Sabina. As soon as you get your account straightened, you can go on home.
We were discussing the situation here in our town, Mayor Thornton. And Jack here was saying that...
I'll keep on saying it. This fight has put Prospect on the map. It's bringing in thousands of dollars.
Our town was built slow but
old-timers pioneered it, and we're proud of the job, excepting the element that has come in with Barrington and his crowd. Now, Barrington has promoted this fight, and an even worse class of people are flocking here.
But Ben, they're bringing a lot of money into town.
We don't want that kind of money, Carter. Vice money never helped any town. I'm against Barrington and his whole rotten crowd of thugs and tin-horn gamblers. I'm against allowing this fight to go on.
I don't agree with you. As one of the businessmen in Prospect, I'm not in favor of killing the goose that lays the golden egg.
Hey, you got the kid. I'll take care of the fighters. Now get out of town and don't come back. That means you, too.
All right, Tommy. You'll be all right. Relax, buddy.
It's only a flesh wound, but we've got to get him to a doctor.
I'm with you, Thornton. You were right.
Barrington, the council met this morning and executed this order.
You can't stop this fight.
Fight is stopped, Barrington. If you read further, you'll find that they've abated your establishment. You've got 48 hours to close up and get out.
This is some of Thornton's work. And if he thinks I'm going to take it laying down, he's crazy. I've built up a business here, and I'm going to keep it open.
Responsible citizens of the town are behind that order, and I advise you not to ignore it.
Responsible citizens. Well, I'm building this town up with my fights, putting it on the map. They're too dumb to realize that.
Well, I guess the town will manage to struggle along, Barrington, without your help.
Huh? That's that. I've seen it happen before.
I'll wait a few days. I'll put this fight on.
Nothing doing. We ain't gonna land ourselves in no jug. Come on, champ. We've got our guarantee money.
This ain't no Madison Square Garden anyway.
Let's go, Kamansky.
Say, what's this all about? Ain't there gonna be no fight?
Come on.
Listen, Stubby, you're supposed to be pretty good at opening safes, aren't you?
I reckon so, Governor. I does it with me sensitive fingers. I does.
Well, that's swell. I'm going to get even with Thornton if it's the last thing I do. Buck, you take a couple of boys tonight and help Stubby crack the bank safe. Then hide the money someplace out of town. I can't take a chance on keeping it here in Prospect.
Now you're talking. That bank's just as good as closed right now. And when it fails...
Thornton's respectable friends won't help him much when the miners find their savings gone.
Right.
Don't you boys tire of coming to the rescue in the nick of time?
Oh, now, Savina, that's no way to talk to a couple of heroes.
What time did Lullaby deposit our check this morning?
I didn't see him. I know he didn't deposit any money.
What?
What a couple of dumbbells we were to trust that bird with our money.
Listen, Stony, you cover the south side of the street, and I'll cover the north side, and we'll search every saloon in town.
Right.
Lay him down, you mug. Lullaby's got you beat. Oh, Elmer, you're only kidding. I'll call.
I'll stay.
All right, boys, lay him down.
4 tens.
4 queens. 4 kings. 4 aces. Well, I reckon that gives him a check back and a few hundred over. Hey, Elmer, you said her, kid, and you better quit. They're out to trim you.
Come on, Lullaby.
I don't want to go. I'm the good game.
Come on. Just a minute, you two. If this hombre wants to play cards, he's gonna play cards. Savvy?
Oh, beat it, mister. You might get hurt.
Yeah? Well, Lullaby ain't going. He's winning, and he's gonna stay in the game.
Oh, come on, Tucson. What are you waiting for?
Tucson mad at it?
Well, it sure took you long enough. What a wallop. I'll bet you could whip the champ.
Who is he?
I don't know, but the names on the check we was playing for was Tucson Smith, Stony Brook, and Lullaby Johnson.
Oh, the Three Mesquiteers.
We're taking you to the hotel, and that's where you're going to stay. Then in the morning, we're depositing that check and leaving for the ranch. Pronto.
When do we eat?
I was just thinking about Mrs. Harris's overdraft. After all, it's only $51. I think we can carry her for a while. Sabina! You're ruined, Sabina.
You couldn't help it, Dad. Oh, please, Dad, you've got to buck up. We can call the sheriff. Perhaps he might be able to help us.
Maybe. But meanwhile, we've got to close our doors.
We aim to go back to the ranch without staying to see the fight.
We do. Ah, good morning, Mr. Thornton. Well, good morning, Savina.
Good morning, Stony.
Well, I haven't seen you, sir. Oh, yes. Mr. Thornton, we'd like to deposit this check to our account and withdraw a little cash.
I'm sorry, Stony, but it can't be done.
Why not? It's a certified check and plenty good.
Well, the bank isn't open for business yet. I mean...
We can't accept your check. We haven't any money. The bank has been robbed.
Well, they sure cleaned you out, Mr. Thornton.
Sure used my head yesterday for not getting the bank on time.
You always say the right thing at the wrong time.
There's nothing much can be done, Tucson. I don't care about myself, but nearly every reputable person in Prospect have money in my bank. It means ruin for them all.
I'll take care of it. Well, how do you do? I'm the new teller.
Oh, can you cash this? The missus says I gotta buy a new suit of clothes.
Well, that's a lot of money to be spending, Mr. Crabtree. You know, save and conserve. That's the best motto. Say, Mr. Crabtree, would you mind selling me that suit? You know, I've been looking for one like that for an awful long time.
Gosh, you really think it looks that good?
I certainly do. That's why I want to buy it.
Pardon me, stranger. Can you tell me where you got that suit? I'd like to have one of that same material.
Guess I won't buy a new suit at that.
Mr. Crabtree.
Thanks, mister.
Quite all right. Does anyone else know about this robbery?
No, you three are the only ones.
Mr. Thornton, you've got to keep this bank open and run it until we can figure out some way to straighten things out.
Say, I've got an idea. Give me that check. I'll be right back.
Say, that bank is open and doing business. Sure you got all the money out of the safe?
Yeah, we got every dollar.
Since you can't stay open long.
Howdy, Mr. Barrington. Howdy, Buck.
Oh, Lullaby, you still got that big check?
Sure have. I'd like to get you to cash it for me because I want to get back in that poker game.
Well, I haven't got that much money on hand right now, but come on, we'll get it cash, though.
Hey, ain't going to the bank, are you?
You want to get that check cashed, don't you?
Yeah, but,
Come on.
I really think you're going to a lot of trouble, Mr. Barrington.
Oh, forget it, Lullaby. Glad to introduce you so you can get your check cashed.
But I ain't used to imposing on people like this.
Lullaby here would like to cash this check. Now, I'd be glad to endorse it.
Thanks, Mr. Barrington. I'm sure grateful to you. I guess I won't need you anymore now.
Oh, I'm in no hurry. I'll wait for you.
Maybe I'll just deposit this to my account.
Oh, that's a good idea, Lullaby. You should have thought of it sooner.
You just make out this deposit slip, Mr. Joslin. We'll be glad to take care of you.
Say, Barrington.
It's Mr. Withers. Of all people to show up now.
Well, what's the matter with him? Smallpox? Worse. He never cashes a check for less than $500. Wow. Don't worry. I'll stall him.
Abominable pins you serve your customers, Thornton.
Please, let me make it out for you, Mr. Withers. You can sign.
As you will. $1,000.
That's a lot of money, Mr. Withers.
I'm well aware of it, sir. But Mr. Thornton here will confirm when I say that I have for many, many years accumulated similar and even larger sums of money. I am now convinced that I owe my success to industry, energy, and the ability to mind my own business.
Mr. Withers, I'm very sorry, but I'm obliged to tell you that...
Not a check, young lady. Not a check. A depositor slip. I have here $1,000 in cash, which I want placed to my account. And I insist on having it... placed there in spite of bad pens, insulting questions, and clerical incompetency.
Of course. Certainly, Mr. Withers.
Thank you.
Now we ought to be able to keep open till closing time.
Hey, Tucson.
Sign that for me, will you? It's just a little legal matter. What'll I sign it with? Here you are, Stony.
Thanks.
I'm betting now you knock out Kamatsky in the first round, Tucson.
The odds is all in your favor.
Hey, let me see that paper.
Don't you trust me, Tucson?
Let me see that paper.
Now look, Tucson, the champ just walked out on Barrington. I signed you to fight Kamatsky. Now look, it's a cinch fight, because Kamatsky's a sucker for a left. All you have to do is stand in there and keep pushing that left hand in his face. Just push it in there, you know what I mean? Jab him, that's the stuff. You know, just let...
I'll push something in your face if you don't give me that paper.
Oh, so you won't fight, huh? That's final?
You bet your life that's fine.
All right, you win. Guess we might as well get our horses and head back to the ranch. Of course, it's going to be tough on Thornton, but then that doesn't...
Hey, what's the fight got to do with Thornton?
Well, I'll tell you. I figured that if you beat Kamatsky tonight, you could save Thornton's neck by winning enough money to take care of his payroll.
Well, why didn't you say so in the first place? Lights on.
That's the stuff, Tucson. Look, I've got a blank contract right here. We'll make out a new one.
Will Thornton permit the fight?
Well, he'll have to. Well, now, what do you know about that? I must have torn up the blank contract instead of the one you signed.
Here's your money, here's mine. Barrington always pays off. Who do you like, Sam? Who do you like?
Betting heavy tonight, Jake? You bet I am.
Who do you like, Sam? Who do you like? All right, place your bet. Ladies and gentlemen, Now the main event of the evening. Introducing in this corner the pride and mystery man of the West. Weight 198 pounds, Tucson Smith. And in this corner, the champion of all of Europe, weight 205 pounds, Wild Man Tomasky. Now listen, we aim to make this a sporting exhibition of the manly art of self-defense. Now this here is a gentleman's club. Anybody caught throwing a bottle will be took out and planted by the rules committee.
Not even 5 bottles?
No. I want you boys to understand. You're to come out fighting. No hitting below the belt. Break when I tell you to. Everything else goes.
Everything?
That's right.
Go away, Jake, and don't bother me.
But I want to bet. I got lots of money.
Beat it. You never had $1 in your life.
I told you to keep your hands up. Now go out and get it.
Can't you ring the bell? Oh, Tucson, get away from him, Tomasky.
Aye.
Boy, did I see that when I give it, huh? He can't take it.
Hey, Lullaby, will you stop playing and give me some breezes?
Listen, Tucson, stick your left in his face and cross with your right. It's a setup.
I'll get it, this Rob. Just keep moving around.
Hey, I tell you, I've got money. I'm rich.
Hey, Lullaby. What? He's going good now. Go over and bet some more. Your IOUs are good.
Hey, I want to bet on Tucson. I got money. Look, $100.
Why didn't you tell me you had money?
I've been trying to. I got plenty. Look at
Where'd you get all that money, Uncle?
Don't tell anybody. I made it myself.
That's great, Jake. You wait here.
Hey, Jake, what about the bet?
Hey, I just saw old Jake over at the bookies table, and he's got a sack of the bank money.
Bank money?
Yeah, I wonder how he got a hold of that.
Well, knock him off. Knock him off. Come on.
Where's Jake? He hit out for the tall timber. Just left here in a hurry. All right, let's get him down, boys. Get the men down.
Did you hide that money in Nemesis?
Yeah, but that old coot couldn't have found us where we hid it.
Well, he did. Trail him and get that money back, whatever you do. You hear me fire a shot, you turn off that gas and drop that center light.
Right.
Hey, Tucson, that bank money's a Nemesis. Old Jake's got it. We gotta get there pronto.
I got your clothes.
Come on. We'll cut through the river below the bridge and try and head Jake off before Buck and his men can overtake you.
If we don't, he'll hide in Nemesis and we'll never find him.
Right.
Lullaby, you stick with the Thorntons.
Where's your dad?
I don't know. He left the bank as soon as the trouble started over the fight being stopped.
Well, old Jake's got the stolen bank money, Sabina. Tucson and Stony are trailing him to Nemesis.
We've got to hurry and get that money back before the bank opens tomorrow. The miners will go wild if they find the bank is closed.
That's right.
Come on. I know an old mine tunnel that leads into Nemesis, and I can handle Jake.
Go on home.
must be here. There's his horse.
Well, let's start with the hotel. We gotta search the town.
Right.
Somebody else must be tangling with Jake.
Yeah. You men find out what's up. Monk and me will take a look where we hid that bank money and see if it's still there.
Right out.
Looks like a welcoming committee. Who do you suppose it is?
Probably a few ghosts.
Looks like Barrington's boys are trying to get that money, too.
I wonder how Jake got his hands on it.
I don't know.
Here's where we put the money. Got a match?
Yeah, it's going all right.
Jake must have found it, sure enough.
Hey, let's get out of here. The boys must have found Jake. Come on, we'll circle in from the back alley. Out the back windows up, best bet into the alley.
Boy, what a talent. It's no wonder Jake's a little bit goofy.
Yeah, aren't you right?
I'm telling you one thing. I'm in favor of waiting till daylight before closing in on them blokes.
Me too. This town's giving me the willies. We can't stay here much longer. Unless we can locate Jake and get that money in the bank before it opens this morning, Thornton's a dead Harry.
Wait a minute, boys! Wait a minute! Come here. I wouldn't be too hasty, men. Thornton may be on the up and up, you know. I'm going to tell you something, Barrington. If If I lose the money I've got in the bank, somebody's going to pay.
Now, some things are hard to swallow, but I don't believe Thornton's a crook.
Then why didn't you keep your money in his bank? Yeah, and we got it pretty straight that Tucson Smith and his two pals robbed the bank last night. And Thornton let them in.
Well, what you do is your own business. But remember what I said about acting hasty. Come on, men, let's get him.
Sabina?
Do you know where Stony and Tucson are?
I reckon I know where everybody is and ain't in my town.
Then take us to them at once.
Sure.
Hey!
Jake, where's that bank money?
I ain't interested.
Come on, you old buzzard. Give me that bank money or I'll...
Uncle Jake won't give you anything unless I tell him to.
That's right, Sabina.
You'd give me the money, wouldn't you, Uncle Jake, if I asked you to?
Sure would, Sabina.
Where is it, then?
Those darn fools are sitting on it right now.
Well, what do you know about that?
Lullaby, you and Jake take Sabina and head back through the tunnel. Stony and I'll go through the back door and try to make our horses.
Now, wait. You fellas do as I tell you, and you'll be all right. Now, listen. When you hear the church bells ring, count 5. Then head out the front door to your horses, and we'll meet you at the old mining shack just out of town.
What are you going to do?
Listen, if I told you, I'd spoil all the fun. I got everything fixed. You and Funny Face follow me. This is my operating key ring. I'll show you.
Let's go.
Wait a minute. Look out! Look out! Come on! They've got the money sacks!
We've got the money, let's get going.
I'm going to open the door, Carter, and go out there to meet them. Perhaps I can explain.
Explain. Not to that bunch of hyenas. They'd string you up before you said 2 words.
It's the only thing I can do. There's no use of all of you risking your lives when I'm the only one they want.
Come on, son! Come on out of there! Come on,
I'm going to drop off and try and hold them back. Here, keep on with the money.
keep on, Savina. I'm going to help Tucson. Come on, we gotta head them off of that gold.
Get that money to the bank and don't stop for nothing.
Hey, lay down. Come on, cut me loose here. Where'd this rope come from? Hey, come on, you. Hey, let me down. Come on, cut me loose here. Where'd this...
Well, don't hang around too long, boys.
Well, nice work, Lullaby. That's all of them. Let's go.
We'll never make it. It's almost 10.
We've got to make it.
Come on out, Thornton, and we call off the fight. You're the only one we want.
We're outnumbered 50 to 1. It's only a question of time till the mob wipes us all out. I'm going out there and surrender to them.
Suicide to try and reach the bank with that battle going on. You stay here, Sabina, and we're trying to slip into town the back way.
Hold it, Barrington. Don't move.
Oh, behave yourself, Mr. Barrington. We don't want to mush you up.
What's all this about?
Barrington, you started this battle. We're going to let you finish it. We're going to let you call off that mob by walking out with us to the bank.
We'll never get through there. What could I say to stop them?
Just tell them we've got their money.
Through the door.
Start talking loud and fast, Mr. Barrington.
Stop shooting, man. Stop shooting. We've got the stolen bank money.
It's the Three Mesquiteers. And they're coming down the street with Barrington.
Quick, shall we let them have it? Call off the fight, fellas. Stony's got the bank money.
Wait a minute. Maybe it ain't a trick.
The money's right here, fellas. Stop shooting.
Boys, this money was stolen by Barrington's men and hidden in Nemesis.
Is that right, Barrington?
Yeah.
The bank is now open for business. Anyone wishing to withdraw accounts may do so. We don't
Hey, Tucson, I have a contract here with Kamatsky for a rematch fight. Will you sign it? Why, sure.
Come on. What are you laughing at? What am I laughing at? I was laughing at that. I don't feel so good myself. You don't feel good? What's the matter? Some darn fool said it looked like you.
Back already, this is Don O'Malley with Don's Breakfast Cereal Show, and that was the end of Riders of the Whistling Skull and Ghost Town Gold. Now, the Three Mesquiteers made a total of 51 movies between 1936 and 1943, and next week we'll have another double feature. So thanks for tuning in, and if you ever miss one of my shows, go to YouTube under Donald O'Malley or Don's Breakfast Cereal Show. Hit like and subscribe, and you'll never miss one of my shows. So good night, folks. Stay safe. Be kind to each other. Good night.